You are love. That is who you are. You are this love. You don't need to seek it. You don't need to seek for safety. It's here. It's what you are. It's who you are. You are love. You don't need to get it. You don't need to get security. It's just coming back to what you are. And when that's seen, when that's really clearly seen, when there's been this energetic shift, then the person begins to line up with it. And the person, the characteristics of the person, it's almost like the person then becomes more and more in line with that realization. So the character becomes more free. I've noticed over the last 7 years, my character acts more and more from this love, rather than trying to manipulate things in time. And sometimes there's the effort, and then it just drops back in. This knows, and there can be a total trust of this. Especially when it's not listened to that I've had problems in my life. It's when I've listened to other people or listened to the mental over the natural impulses that come in, the initial impulses that come in, that there's been problems in my life. When I listen to the natural flow, then everything works out. But it's not even I listen to it, it's just that the character relaxes more, it stops trying to control. We're taught as children always to fear life, and that's not true. You don't have to fear life, it's yourself. You're walking into yourself. You're only going to transform into yourself, even in death. There's nothing to be afraid of. And so as this shift happens, the person relaxes more into that. It puts itself more into situations where it can just act from this place of love, rather than the intellect and fear and negativity and control and protection. The difficulty that I've found is that you carry on living in a society that's identified, so you're interacting with other people that are identifying, and they can be confusing because they can tell you something but your body doesn't feel that way, and then their feelings are confused, so you feel confused. But when you stay just with that essence of being, then it's so clear what to do. This natural flow of who you are, these impulses. You update this instrument, you update beingness with, or not the beingness, this instrument with information, and then you just let it pick, you just let it move. It knows what to do. Just like the bird knows how to fly, and the legs know how to walk, and the mouse knows how to talk. Choices know, you know how to make choices. And the way you make choices is from love, not fear, not negativity. And I'm not saying that's easy, that's something still I'm relaxing into. Other people give you this really fearful information, and you're like, or sometimes there's so many inputs, you're in like a really busy place with lots of people, there's somebody around you having big emotions, and it's just confusing. But in the innocence of being, it knows how to act, and you act from love always. You don't do something out of fear, that attracts more fear. That's telling you that you've got to be afraid of this life, which isn't true. So I would say, Lisa, true happiness is the recognition of who you are, this energetic expansion back to what you are. And then, on the human level, the character level, you become more and more happy as the character lines up with that knowledge. And that's miserably an infinite thing. The character can line up and expand more and more, like we could change so much as humans and live so differently. And the person becomes happier and happier, becomes more in line with itself, becomes more free. And this does take courage, because we're living in a society which is educating us to act out of fear and act out of negativity, and teaching us to interpret things negatively. You could interpret things 1,000 ways, but our society is always teaching us negativity. just look at our news and our media and what gets our attention. It's normally something to do with fear.